everyone, welcome to Grow Roots. This is Shannon, and today we are going to be planting one of the most versatile flowering shrubs available on the market, and that is Scentlandia Sweetspire. So as I'm talking to you, there is a bee like literally right up next to me. The pollinators absolutely love this shrub, but let me talk about it a little bit because it is just the most versatile shrub I think available. Scentlandia Sweetspire is actually native to Northern America, the southeastern United States to be exact. So you could find this shrub in native areas from New Jersey all the way down to Florida, and then you'll find it as far west as East Texas. So I am in north central Texas on the border of zone 8A and 8B, and I know that this plant will do just fine here as well, because of how versatile it is. So this plant can take from full sun all the way down to full shade. Yes, so it'll survive in full sun, it'll survive in full shade, and that is one of the reasons that I picked it for this spot. Another reason that I picked it for this location is that it can usually handle very, very, very moist, wet, boggy soils. That is the hardest kind of plant to find, to be honest, because most plants do not like wet feet. They do not like sitting in water. It will make root rot like that, and the plant will die. There are a few plants that are well suited for moist, wet, boggy locations, and Scentlandia Sweetspire is certainly one of them. But also, this plant could actually be very drought tolerant once it is established. So it can take super, super wet soils, and then it can also take very dry soils as long as it is established. Like, that is crazy to me. It's just so wonderful to find a flowering shrub that can perform like that. The other thing about Scentlandia Sweetspire is that it has these wonderful white bottle brush kind of blooms, and it will bloom for you from late spring or early summer all the way into late summer or early fall. And so, and like I said, the pollinators absolutely love it. There's like, I don't know where the bee went, but he was literally 2 feet away from my face and just loving life. I've seen hummingbird moths on this plant almost every single day since I bought it 5 days ago. It is just, they just absolutely love these flowers. And guess what? So do I, because, oh, they just smell so lovely. Now, it isn't a super strong scent, but it is a very, very nice, gentle, sweet almond-like scent. It is so nice, so lovely. I love to have flowers that actually smell good as well. And Scentlandia checks that box too. And then it is hardy down to zone 5 temperatures, which is very, very, very cold. And it can go all the way up to a zone 9 location like Florida. So again, so incredibly versatile. And to top that off, as if that doesn't check all of your boxes already, it also can give you the most dramatic fall color display. So in the fall time, these leaves will turn a red or an orange, especially if you have it in the more sun, the better the vibrant fall color will be. If you have it in the shade, you may not see that fall color so much, but if it's in part sun to sun, then you will be able to see the most beautiful fall color of red and orange leaves before those leaves drop off for the winter time. So, I mean, what more could you ask from a flowering shrub, right? It is just gorgeous. Oh, and also they get 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. This one is definitely at least 3 feet tall if you consider where it's growing from the pot up. And it's definitely not 2 to 3 feet wide. This one is a little bit, it doesn't have as much foliage maybe as some that I have seen, but it's a perfect specimen to go in this corner. I love that it's a little taller than it is wide. And I think it will be perfect for this corner. This corner of my garden just is notorious for being super, super wet. All of the water drains over here because this is the lowest location of my garden. And so it's very difficult to find plants that will grow well here. And I think this Scentlandia Sweetspire is going to be perfect. I am so excited and thrilled to add this to my garden. Okay, so we are about ready to get this guy in the ground. I am so excited. I have had this plant on my radar for quite a while, and I found this plant last week at Green Acres. After talking to Nick, the plant expert there. Thank you so much, Nick, if you're watching, because he was like, oh yeah, we have a sweet spire, let me show you, and I was so thrilled. The best part about this is that they also had a sale going on. So this was 50% off. I think this is, I'm so bad at guessing how many gallons these containers are. But it's definitely not a 1 gallon. And I want to say it's bigger than a 2 gallon. So maybe a 5 gallon, you guys tell me. But it's quite a large specimen, and I got this at half off. So I think it was normally $42 and I got it for $21 plus tax, which is a crazy good deal. And so what I've done already is I have already dug my hole, and usually you want to dig these, 2 times wider than the actual plant, which I did, and then, quite a bit deeper. Actually, I may need to fill that back in, because usually you will dig a hole deeper so that you can add some nutrients to the soil, like compost, and sometimes I add expanded shale to just amend the soil and get it going. However, I'm not going to do that today, and the reason is because this corner, I dug this soil so easily. The soil is so nice and rich. It's a nice dark color. It's not too wet actually right now, and it already has all of this leaf material that's already broken down in it, so it's already like it has compost mixed in with it. And the reason is because like I said, all of the stuff from my garden ends up in this corner. The leaves and the mulch and the water and all of the things, it all ends up over here. So lots of decaying organic matter has already happened in this soil, years and years worth, and this is actually really great soil. So that is why I'm not amending this soil before I plant this plant. But one thing that I always do before I plant is I will add some biotone directly into that hole before I plant it. So where did my biotone go? Oh, it's right behind me. Okay. I love biotone. It just is the best fertilizer for getting roots established when you're planting a new plant. And like I said, I think I may have dug this hole too deep, but we'll just have to see once I get it out. I add biotone to all of the surrounding soil as well, just because that is the soil that's going to go and fill in this area, right? So like lots and lots of biotone to get that thing started. It is a windy day, but it is also a cloudy day, and it's not super hot, so I think it's going to be a good day to plant this guy. And then let's just see if we could get it out of that pot. I like to tap on the sides. Actually, with a plant like this, it's pretty well rooted, so I will pound on the side to get that loose. All right. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. And then I just take it by the base of the plant. I like to stand up and put like my feet around. Well, Chloe, sorry, my little kitty cat Chloe was down there. Let me see if I can get you out. All right, we need to do some more tapping, I think. I did not. Oh, I got it. Oh, I just wanted to show you. Holy moly. Look at that. Holy cow. I know that there's debate when you see something that is as well rooted as this. The temptation is to go and break up those roots. I stopped doing that, and I think I've had more success. I think that it bothers the roots so much when you do that, and I think that the only thing I do want to do is maybe get some of these loosened up at the bottom so they don't circle around, because they're definitely circled around. So I will kind of tease the bottom here, but I'm not going to tease the sides, and just see how that goes. See that? I'm not being too rough with it. Okay, now let's see how it goes in there. see. I don't think that's actually quite as deep as I need it. So I'm gonna dig that a little bit deeper. Put this off to the side. And I have my digging tool today is a hori hori knife. I don't really need a shovel with this kind of dirt. I think the problem was I had my hole deep enough, but at the bottom I didn't have it quite wide enough. All right, let's put another fresh layer of biotone down. And see how that goes. Yes, that is perfect. So it's not necessarily level with the soil. It is a little bit raised above, which is exactly what I want. With a moist, boggy plant, you probably don't have to worry about that, but you know, just so that water doesn't sit down inside the plant, rather it kind of goes away from it. So anyway, and just gonna kind of fill in. Still might not be deep enough. What I might do is I have some garden soil. I might just go ahead and add garden soil to the top. Of this, because yeah, that's not as deep as I wanted it for sure. So rather than dig that up again, I'm going to add some garden soil to get that up as high as I want it to go. So hang tight. All right, so I have my bin. This is just Miracle Grow garden soil that I got on sale. I think it was, who had it for $2? Something like that, but I'm just gonna get that all around, get that soil level up. That side needed more. All right, let's see. How that goes. I need a little bit more. Just a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, that is looking pretty good. I also need to make sure that this thing is going to get irrigated. Let me check my irrigation. There's one. That one going. I have all of these irrigation lines around here for sure. Okay, I think for now this will be fine, but it does need to have the larger tip on it to get a little bit more. Yeah. So I will have to do that. But for now, that is set there. We're gonna water it in. And then we're going to call it a day. All right, so there you have it. I think it's going to be really happy there, especially topped off with the garden soil the way that it is. I'm going to water it in and call it a day. In case you're wondering what was there before, if you followed my channel in the past, what do y'all think? I'll give you a couple seconds to guess or to remember. Yeah, there used to be a coral honeysuckle vine there. And honestly, it did very, very well. It was thriving. I started to get some blooms even this year from it, but unfortunately, we had an irrigation pipe that needed to be rerun right underneath the coral honeysuckle vine. So I had to dig it up and I had to take it out. It was only out of the soil for like an hour, but a lot of its roots were cut. I mean, those roots were coming all the way out here. So I had to cut a lot of those roots to get it up, and it did not make it. That transplant was just too much for that coral honeysuckle to take. And normally they're super, 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 super tolerant of a lot of different things. And the coral honeysuckle did very well in that location, I might add, but it just didn't make it. It's just one of those things with gardening. We can't have 100%. We just don't have 100% success rate, right? And that's okay, and we learn from it. But I'm putting another shrub in there that I think will do fabulous. It's just a super adaptable plant. There's another bee that's buzzing around it right now. And I hope that if you guys see a Sweetspire, I'm sure there's a spot that you can fit it in your garden, because they are such adaptable plants and they're so lovely. So there you go. I thank you all so much for watching today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. I do monthly garden tours and lots of other gardening videos, and I'm here in North Texas, so I'm happy to have you subscribe to my channel and see all of the other things I have going on. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a fabulous day today. Goodbye, everybody.